The New York Post has reported that the Pentagon is preparing contingency plans for weeks of ground operations in Iran. This comes after President Trump warned Iran's regime to get serious about a peace deal with no official timeline, force package size, or target set detailed publicly. Now let's start with the mismatch. President Trump publicly warned Iran's regime to get serious about a peace deal, which sounds like diplomacy, yet the New York Post says that the Pentagon is preparing for weeks of ground operations, including special forces raids and conventional infantry units. Those two things can both be true, but only if the administration is using incredible force as the lever. Now let's focus on what this report does not include. There is no official timeline, no package size, and no specific target set described, which is how contingency planning stays deniable and flexible. If you're trying to compel a regime, you need to keep the menu broad and the details tight, because uncertainty is part of the deterrence. Here's the conservative concern, however, that we should keep in the forefront of our minds. Ground operations, even limited ones, create momentum. And momentum is how mission creep starts. Not with a single speech, but with a series of just this once decisions about follow-on raids, partner forces, and protection of supply lines. If you want a limited objective and a firm timeline, you need limits written down. You also need Congress asking hard questions about war powers and oversight before the first helicopters lift off. Finally, watch the bureaucracy. Planning for conventional infantry involvement is not a talking point. It is a staffing and logistics reality, and it means the system is preparing for contact, casualties, and duration. That is the action that matters, because once that machine starts moving, stopping it is politically harder than starting it. And as I have been firm in stating from the very beginning of this conflict, we do not want a long, drawn-out war. And it seems as the weeks pass by that this is continuing to be a longer and more drawn-out conflict. And here's where a lot of people get hung up on this conflict. Now, me personally, I want Iran's regime to fall and the people of Iran to take over. At the same time, I do not want another long, drawn-out war in the Middle East. And I do not want American lives at stake. Those two things can exist at the same time, but they need to be spelled out and detailed for the American public. In this entire scenario, the peace talks is the message and the ground ops planning is the leverage. Let's see if President Trump will use this leverage to put a quick end to this war. Now, just a quick reminder, I do have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to grow where you'll have more longer form content like this. If you're interested in that, head over to my bio, click that link, and if you hit subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. That's all I got for now. Take care. Stay free.